What is happening with the Spyro Reignited Trilogy on Switch file size and day one download size? Yeah, it's all a little confusing, but today we're going to talk about what we know right now.
Cool flash. Do that again.
The subject of the Spyro Reignited Trilogy file size and day one download on the Nintendo Switch is a total mess. Although in today's video I'm going to try my best to explain where we are currently with the situation and give my thoughts on the most likely outcome as we speak, I have to stress that there is no clear answer right now, and I'm coming at this almost from the worst case scenario point of view. As a consequence, I urge you even more than usual to offer your thoughts down in the comments, and obviously, as soon as we get clarification, I'll be sure to update all of you. Let's start off with the facts then and what changed quickly following the last video. What we do know is that the total file size on the Nintendo eShop was updated after I made my last video on the topic from 6.2GB to 15GB, which is a big change and very bad news. Such a big file size means it's increasingly likely there's going to be a day one download, and possibly a big one at that. Also, if you want to buy this game digitally and don't have an additional SD card, then geez, that's a massive chunk out of your Switch's 32GB memory. Everything else, however, is up in the air with contradictions all over the place. For the UK, and I'm pretty sure the rest of Europe is in line with this, most retailers including Amazon, Game, Argos suggest that the game will not have a day one download. This is inferred via the box art, and the UK eShop suggests so too. But the official website still states otherwise, both on the cover art and with a note on the page saying requires content download via internet. Basically, it depends who you trust here regarding the situation in Europe. North America is a little bit more straightforward, I believe, with most places stating a day one download will be required on the box art, including on the official website. Although I'm not totally convinced about the situation anywhere in the world right now, especially in Europe, I think in the end everyone across the world will have to download the day one patch. But like I've said, it's a mess right now, and as I'll talk about a little bit later on, it desperately requires clarification. So at this point, with things so unclear, I'm slightly worried we may be looking at almost worst case scenario, but don't take my word on this as gospel because, as I keep saying, the situation is still a massive mess and it could change again before release. I've seen a few people saying it, but I really fear that we could be looking at only the first game being properly on the cartridge, with 2 and 3 requiring a big patch to play. A patch which may be bigger than I've anticipated at any point prior to this. As Johnny commented on the last video, there's a possibility that the 6.3GB file size originally stated on the eShop page is the amount of data that will be included on the physical 8GB cartridge which is likely to be used. So if the game is 15GB in total but only 6.3 are going to be on the cartridge, the day one download could be as big as 8.7GB, which for a console with only 32GB memory is shocking. This isn't confirmed yet, and for some reason Activision seemingly don't want to actually give us the details, so the ball is certainly in their court right now. As you can probably tell, I'm not very impressed with this at all. The subject needs to be properly cleared up by Activision quickly before release. When people's best source of information on the subject, a subject which is going to affect people's decision either to buy or not buy the game, is YouTubers such as ourselves looking hard for information that is ridiculously hard to find, then that's not ideal. If there is a day one download on Switch, be clear about how big it is and who it affects. We need to know, and if you're happy to accept pre-orders, please let us know what you're selling. I for one am not buying it until we know exactly what's going on. I've attempted to clear up where we stand right now, but without further information from Activision, things are going to remain very unclear, so this was a really frustrating video to create. Anyway, what do you think? Do you think the Spyro Reignited Trilogy on Switch is going to require a massive day one download? And could this stop you buying the game? Let me know down in the comments. If you have enjoyed today, make sure you hit that like button, and to make sure you don't miss any further updates on the topic, be sure to subscribe too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video soon.